Today we have with us our presidents Jopali Vedarutvija and Medoji Jammu.
Vivekananda Jayanti is celebrated every year on the 12th of January to show our tribute to Swami Vivekananda and also to highlight the importance of youth people as the driving force towards the change in the world.
We are dividing all of you into two teams, Team A and Team B. So everyone please check your names and your respective groups. We will be sending you a link for Team B, which Amanna just shared in the chat box. Now, you will be given 15 minutes of time after we reveal the topics to prepare. So topics for the teams are Team A, modern culture versus Indian culture, and Team B, skill-based study is better than scientific study.
So we got adopted to modern culture so much that we are ignoring Indian culture, getting up early in the morning, doing puja, doing yoga and all. But now the things are like that, we are sleeping on beds, we are sitting on the sofa, and we are not even sitting down and following the whole traditional method.
Constitution book also it's written that it's not any compulsory to follow the what religion your parents are following from, like your ancestors are following the same religion you have to follow. It's your wish that you can change any religion. It's not compulsory that you have to follow the same religion.
Being modern with what we already have at hand. So I feel like for Indian culture, but as you said, a hybrid is being more modern. Because the difference here is what you told about patriarchy and all. Yeah, we do have problems with that, but then the way they're rooted are, like for example, if you have a look at Upanishads was when even caste system was strongly placed, and from when the knowledge was basically pulled into one particular lineage, or only these people can do this, these people can do this, when the spread of knowledge was stopped, when the freedom was reduced, when women were even more oppressed, that is when we started seeing a little bit of downfall. So when you look at even in India, patriarchy is even more seen in places which are not properly developed. Like for example, you were talking about the US. If you even look at the countryside in the US, if you have looked at a few states, there also patriarchy is extremely prevalent. Racism is extremely prevalent because they're not modernized. Because being modern does not mean you have to lose ties background, but these people, they look at their history or being themselves as meaning that you need to be completely away from the modernization or the modern culture, and you need to be following whatever your forefathers have been doing, irrespective of the fact whether it works in today's day and age or not.
Indian government and the Indian society make sure that their children have affordable education, and the people who have good education are paid more, then they will stay in India. Also, it also related to life development index, like people migrate from countries that are underdeveloped to the countries that are highly developed, like high quality education or healthcare and social safety net, like that. So yeah, I think skill-based learning, scientific-based learning are not completely opposite of each other. Sometimes they are complementary, but sometimes they support each other. We need both type of learning.
Skill-based learning has increased the competency-based learning by it has increased so much that today we need a lot of experience for it to be the best in any field of study. Like let's say Deva Vasishta was talking about how medical doctors have to learn the skill first and then only they can operate on a person to be successful in that study. But today there's so much competition even in medical or engineering. It has led to so much of procrastination among the students, and that has also led to a lot of laziness, and they get really demotivated after seeing this much competition in the country. And it's not just, these two subjects. It has started, there's competition literally everywhere in any field of study.
All you need is the pillars. The base is important. So scientific knowledge is like base. And for this updating world, skills are really important. Everybody should get updated, or else you're gonna lie in the same point where you started.
Learning is not everything. Everybody learns. Like I learn about Python, you learn about Python. Like what makes difference is like how much I use that information to grow my skill. Like I am able to make a program, and you are also able to make a program using that piece of information. But I've tried hard and hard, like using that information. I've chose like programming as a skill, and I practiced in getting perfection in it. So in that way, like everybody, like in a class, like all number of students will learn the information, but the person who succeeds is like who practices it very well, who use that information to grow some particular skill.